Saudi Arabia is the largest country in the Arabian Peninsula and is famous for being considered the birthplace of Islam. Its vast desert landscape, its historical sites like Alula, which is home to the Nabatean civilization of Hegra, the modern metropolis of Riyadh, and being one of the world's largest producer of oil and dates. Saudi Arabia has over 440 outlets and currently ranks 15th on the list of countries with the most McDonald's. This is my experience of trying McDonald's in Saudi Arabia.
Welcome to the Saudi Arabian edition of Trying McDonald's. McDonald's has actually had a presence here now for over 30 years. First one opened in 1993. And one thing you'll notice when you sort of go to Jeddah or Riyadh is it's becoming a lot more westernised in terms of the restaurant choices. Sure, you can have, I guess, quite authentic cuisine if you want it, but you'll notice there's loads of KFC, there's loads of pizza places, there's Krispy Kremes, there's Cinnabon, and of course there are quite a few McDonald's outlets. So as per usual, I had a look and a quick browse through to see what were the options. There's quite a few interesting little quirks. You've got all your classics on there, you know, your Big Macs, your Big Tasty, your filet fish. One thing to note, of course, is because it is an Islamic country, all the meat is halal. So one thing that jumped off the page for me was something called a McArabia chicken. You might be able to tell from looking at this packaging what's in there, but from the picture it looked like it might be possibly some form of pita, and then 2 slabs of chicken patties, some salad in there as well, maybe some mayonnaise as well. So are we almost veering towards the realms of a type of kebab? Let's find out. As suspected, it looks like a quite generously sized pita. There's 2 slabs of chicken in there, tomato, some other salad, and possibly some mayonnaise. Let's see what it tastes like. You know what? This actually tastes quite clean. And what I mean by that is the chicken tastes like it's pretty good quality. I'm not too sure I've had many chicken burgers like this, but it tastes very meaty. It's well seasoned. It's not greasy at all. I'm not too sure how it's been cooked, whether it's been oven baked or whatever, but it doesn't have that fried taste that you associate with a lot of fast food, which is a positive point from a health perspective. Apart from the tomatoes and lettuce, there is also generous slivers of raw onion in there, so a little bit of crunch in there. I think the mayonnaise is possibly a garlic mayonnaise, and that works pretty well with the chicken and the salad. The pita is pita, blowing my mind. The pita is just a regular pita, but ultimately it's the inside elements that are key, and the inside elements are actually quite nice. I think the chicken patties are very tasty. I like the salad elements in there. I'm not usually a huge fan of mayonnaise, but I think this garlic mayonnaise is hitting a spot. I think it works really well with the dish and the other elements. So I think this is a good addition to the McDonald's menu. Important test, as always, anywhere you go, is to see how the French fry stacks up. First thing I'll say is they look quite thin. Of course, French fries compared to British chips are quite thin in their nature, but even by McDonald's sets, these look to be very slender. They do seem to be quite crispy, which is good. Let's see how they taste. Nicely seasoned. Little bit of a crisp there, but I don't know how super fresh they are, because the really nice ones are really crispy on the outside, a little fluffy on the inside. They're not quite that. So how do these compare to, say, for example, the McDonald's in the US of A? I'd say the fries in McDonald's USA are superior to these. These, however, are decent. They're not a disgrace, but they're not a revelation either. So kind of a middle-of-the-road effort in terms of the French fry here. Let's move on to another of the meat elements. And on the mini bite menu, there was a couple of new iterations on a chicken burger. One was the Chipotle burger. I can't remember, there was another one with a bit of spice in it as well. And I thought, you know, Chipotle, we all know that famous brand where you go and get your grilled meats with your rice, sometimes in a burrito. Classic fare. So let's see what McDonald's have done with it. Having said that, having interrogated or looked at the burger, I'm wondering whether they might have got my order wrong here, because it just says chicken burger on it. Don't know how well that's coming out, as opposed to the Chipotle chicken burger. If we look inside, there's a slab of cheese on there. There's the chicken patty. There's a very generous slice of tomato, which is great because I do like tomato. A little bit of lettuce. And it looks like mayonnaise. So I'm concerned whether they've made a mistake here and just given me like a regular mini chicken burger, because I wanted specifically the Chipotle one. Let's see I'm not convinced this is the Chipotle burger because I'm not getting any heat at all. When you go to Chipotle, you associate that with a little bit of spiciness, picante. There's no real spiciness in this. The mayonnaise is just plain mayonnaise on there. There's no spicy seasoning in the chicken burger. It looks like there is a coating. So the McArabia pitta invention was a slab of chicken patty. There was no breadcrumb coating, there was no fried coating, it was just chicken meat and patty. Well, this one, there's a patty and you can see there's a coating to it, which may be breadcrumbs, but it's not spicy. Yes, I've got a feeling that a mistake has been made. It still tastes pretty good. The overall order that I made came to the equivalent of, I think, 53 riyal, which works out as just over £10, maybe sort of $13, which I think is quite reasonable, given that I've got one meal plus 2 additional meat elements as well. So the final meat element that I ordered was, I was looking for, once again, something a little bit different. I'm on a little bit of a chicken kick right now, because there was chicken in the Chipotle burger that wasn't a Chipotle burger. Then I noticed they do something called a mini Asian chicken burger, which seems a little bit vague because obviously Asia is a huge continent, so what type of Asian influence is this burger going to have? This is what it looks like. So it's similar in size to the Chipotle burger. You open it up, brioche bun, standard burger bun. So the main differences relative to the other chicken burger is the other one has got more salad in there. You've got a generous slice of tomato plus the lettuce. With this one, there's no tomato. There's also no cheese as well. There's also a lot of mayonnaise. They love mayonnaise. There's mayonnaise in all of these ones. I quite like the garlic mayonnaise in the first one. The other one was regular mayonnaise. I suspect this is regular mayonnaise as well. The difference, though, with the chicken is this one looks like it's got a coating and it looks like it's been fried. And now, let's see what it tastes like. Wow. As suspected, it's crispy. What I wasn't too sure was whether it's going to be the case. This has got quite a powerful kick on it. So much so, I'm going to have a swig of this drink. Calling it a mini Asian is quite a vague description. Difficult to tell what type of spice is on there, but it is quite a powerful kick. It gets you quite quick as well. And I guess it kind of makes up a little bit for that Chipotle burger that I don't think was the Chipotle burger. I like the crispiness. Chicken's moist, it's not dry. I would have kind of, in an ideal world, maybe sort of mixed and matched between these two burgers. Because in the second burger, I like the fact that there was a juicy, generous slice of tomato in there. And I am, controversially, a fan of a slice of cheese on the chicken burger. So if we could throw those elements in with the crispy chicken burger, I thought we're on to a total winner. Yeah, nice decor, nice atmosphere, good opening hours, good selection of traditional as well as inventive products on the menu. There was also a McCafe inside the McDonald's as well, so loads of pastries and sweet treats, and if you want to have a coffee afterwards as well, that's no problem whatsoever. So yeah, quite impressed with that. In terms of the main products I tried, apart from the standard stuff such as the cola and the fries, the three main chicken elements, if I could combine the best bits of them all, we'd be on to a winner. I think a lot of them had positive elements and bits that I weren't overly impressed with. So the end one, which was the crispy one, I enjoyed the crispiness. I like the fact it had a bit of a kick, but the only salad item in that was the lettuce. And then in terms of the first pitta, some people pretty divide the crowd. I actually quite liked it. I like the fact that you could really taste the chicken. It was good quality chicken in those patties. It was seasoned. On balance, it's not incredible. It's not mind-blowing, but it's a solid effort. And I like the fact that they've gone to the trouble of creating so many unique new items to the menu. So they've stuck with the classics, but they've also shown some creativity to bring lots of different new products to the menu. So I commend them for that. Yeah, pretty good experience to try McDonald's in Saudi Arabia.